Hi there, this is Kynwyn at atkinsonenglish.com, and as winter is coming, I thought this was a good opportunity to talk about a typical problem we get in winter, being ill. Every winter, people come down with a flu or catch a cold and need to visit the doctor. However, how people talk about being ill in one country varies greatly to another. For those of you that don't know, I live in northern Spain, and when I first arrived, I thought people had really serious health problems because they always use the medical terms to talk about illness. Yet in the UK, we tend to use more informal, non-professional terms to talk about disease and illness. And today we're going to look at some of those terms. Okay, the first on the list is an expression. A bit under the weather. You can say you feel or you are a bit under the weather. And this literally means to be a little bit ill. And it's typically used when people have a cold. So it's typically used when people have a common cold in winter. You could say, Sally didn't come into the office last week because she was feeling a bit under the weather. Okay, the next word we're going to look at on our list is infection. There are some illnesses like otitis, bronchitis, cystitis that are the medical terms, but when people are normally talking in English, what they tend to do is they use the part of the body that it affects and add infection on the end. So, otitis becomes ear infection, bronchitis becomes chest infection, and cystitis becomes urine infection. You could say, I'm on a course of antibiotics because I've got a chest infection. Okay, there are also some verbs that actually help describe our symptoms. For example, sneeze and cough. You could say, I feel terrible. I've been coughing and sneezing all morning. Okay, the last thing we're going to look at are typical symptoms connected to having a cold or having the flu. You can say you've got a runny nose. A runny nose is when you've got lots of mucus and you need to blow your nose a lot. A blocked nose is something similar, but instead of having to blow your nose all the time, you're congested because you have a lot of mucus. So you find it difficult to breathe. Another symptom is to have a sore throat. A sore throat is when you get pain in your throat, inside your neck. So we never say pain when we talk about your throat. We say you have a sore throat. And the last symptom is to have swollen glands. Now, your glands here, when you're ill or your body's fighting an infection, they get bigger, they get swollen. And so it's often said that I'm feeling bad because I've got swollen glands, okay, which is probably a sign of an infection or the flu. You could say, for example, when you visit the doctor and you're talking about your symptoms, oh, I've got a sore throat, I've got a really runny nose, and I've got swollen glands. Okay, well, hopefully you won't need to use this vocabulary this winter and you'll all be well. But now if you do need to visit the doctor and speak in English, you've got the vocabulary you need to go. If you want to hear any more stories from me, check out my blog at atkinsonenglish.com and you can learn English on my website. Bye for now, guys.